Hi everybody, it's Jared Johnson. Time for the weekly watch list webinar. We're doing a recording today due to some scheduling conflicts, so there won't be a live session. But I wanted to just get a recording up. We have some great things to look at and definitely some really good things to talk about. Some really good trades coming up this week. As always, you can go to my website, daytradersfx.com. And get a 5-day free trial to my live trading group. You can get one where you just get the signals or where you can actually join in the live sessions that we have twice a day. So we'd love to see you there. daytradersfx.com/join, or you can just go to .com and that'll take you right to where you need to go to get set up. We'd love to have you join us. It would be really great to see you in the trade group with us this coming week. Okay, we have a lot of news this week. There's tons of news, actually. You can see all this crazy stuff here. We've got some interest rate announcements starting with tonight. Australia. This is going to be a big deal, by the way. Not expected to cut rates, but they've been talking about cutting rates. They've been doing a lot of stuff there. That's going to be a big one to watch and to keep an eye on. So we're going to be ready for that little news announcement. And it should be pretty exciting. But you can see that we've got a pretty good amount of news coming out this week. We have UK interest rate news as well. That should be pretty fun. We have a little bit of FOMC meeting minutes on Wednesday. So it should be a pretty good week as far as news goes. And I love trading the news. Okay, I'm just going to talk about a couple of the majors this week that I'm keeping an eye on that I think are going to be very interesting and very good little setups. Euro-dollar being one of them. I was watching this little bull flag right here play out. It broke, it ran up, it came right back down again, and it's kind of just hopping around here. Euro-dollar's in an interesting situation. The last couple of months it's been in this channel, dropping in this channel, and it's starting to break out of this channel right here. We could see a continuation back down if we break this trend line and start heading back below. Our first, interestingly enough, our first interesting point will be if Euro-dollar gets below about 109.50, it will probably continue to move lower from there. So 109.50 is going to be a pretty crucial area for Euro-dollar. But if it seems to hold this kind of short-term, especially this short-term support right here, which is about 109.65, if it can hold on to that, then the Euro-dollar could rally and could make an interesting move. Now, the one thing that I would like to see on Euro-dollar before I get really bullish about anything is a break above 110.50. If it gets above 110.50, then we've got some pretty good stuff in the works. Below 110.50, I'm still bearish Euro-dollar. But above 110.50, I'm bullish Euro-dollar, and I'm looking for a move into 11300 from there, which I think we're going to very possibly see. This is that time of year. Remember, this is the pre-summer movement time where April, May, we can see some pretty big movements going into summer. Things can kind of consolidate a little bit in summertime, but going into that summer consolidation, we get some pretty big movements for a couple of months, and we're going right into that. So it should be pretty exciting for trading coming up, starting now. We're seeing some really good stuff there. So the break of 110.50, we're bullish Euro-dollar, and we're long. Break of about 109.50, and we're going to get short Euro-dollar and start trading this back down again. And that's kind of what I'm looking for on Euro-dollar for the moment. It's pretty simple. One last thing to look at here is we have a little bit of a rising wedge here as well, which is again a reversal pattern and a downward movement. So with this rising wedge, if this runs up again and breaks that high, then that puts us in a bullish situation. But overall, this is kind of telling us that there's some bearish activity in the works probably coming. So we'll see how that goes. We'll see how that plays out. Should be pretty exciting. Pound dollar is in a very interesting situation as well. The pound dollar has been running and moving and doing a whole bunch of things, but it finally broke out of this big falling wedge. Pound dollar broke out of the falling wedge, which is a pretty bullish signal for the pound dollar. I'm looking for it to hold somewhere around the 148.50, 14900 area is what I want to see on pound dollar. If it can hold that little zone, you can see we have a weekly pivot around 148.60-ish area and so on. If it can hold on to that, then I'm going to be bullish pound dollar, because as it's broken out of this falling wedge, it looks like it's got a really good chance and opportunity to start running up into some of these pivot points. We have a weekly pivot at 150, 170, and then we start getting into some fib levels and some other important levels up here in 152, 153 zone. And so again, as long as we can hold on to about 148.50, 149.00 area, then I'm going to be buying pound dollar and trading it up from there. Anything below about 148.50, and I'm going to start looking for bearish opportunities to trade this back down into the lows of about 146.50 and beyond. So it's going to be a nice little setup, a nice little play. I think there's going to be some really good movements coming up there. Dollar CAD has a few things for us. It's got some short-term activity, and it's also got some longer-term activity here. Now on the dollar CAD, we just have a nice little textbook bear flag right here. It ran down 120 or 30 pips, give or take. I can't remember how far now. About 145 pips. It ran down about 145 pips. And this is with non-farm payroll on Friday. It ran down and then it just started to bounce and consolidate. And it's consolidating, not really going anywhere. If it breaks this area, then we're looking for dollar CAD to head down. Depending on where it breaks out, we could see 80, 90 pips of movement here. It could break out somewhere in this 124.30-ish area, and from there we'd be looking to trade it down to about 123.50, 60. So there's about 80 pips, 70, 80, 90 pips in there, depending on where our entry comes from. So watch that bear flag on dollar CAD. We're looking to trade it down into the lows right here, into these lows around 123.50, 60. If dollar CAD can break that, then I think we have a very, very good chance of trading dollar CAD down into about 120. And I'll be looking for 120 below 123.50. If we break 123.50, we get into 120 pretty easily, and that's a 300 plus pip profit target, which I kind of love, and I think will be super excellent. So very, very nice setup on dollar CAD. The invalidation move is going to be, if we start breaking out of this channel and we start getting above some of these trend lines here, then that's going to invalidate this movement and start to push it higher. But if it can stay in this bear flag zone and then break this little trend line right here and start heading lower, again somewhere around the 124.30 area, we should be able to get this down into about 123.50, 60, and then we'll take profit from there, and then we'll look for a break of that 123.50, 60 zone. Should be a really, really good one to watch. Speaking of Euro pairs and Canadian pairs, I really like the EURCAD. I don't really always like the EURCAD, but I like it right now because of a couple of things. It's got a pretty nice little channel that it's getting worked into. This is the daily chart. You can see it even better on the 4-hour chart right here. It's just having a heck of a time with this 137.65 area. It just keeps hitting and bouncing and failing and so on. If we start getting a break above that, the dollar CAD should at least, number one, make it into this 138.10, which is our 38% fib. But then I'm looking to trade it up into the 140 zone, and I think we can get 200, 250 pips if we get a break of this 137.65 setup. Now, if we don't get that break and this thing starts to flounder around a little bit, then we'll kind of reassess, and we may even be able to short against these highs if we get the right kind of patterns and so on. And I'll be keeping an eye on that. But I like this. I like this EURCAD, and I think it's a pretty nice little setup. Should give us a good little run coming up. So very exciting. I'm watching the dollar yen, and if things can even remotely continue in the direction of dollar weakness, which may or may not happen, we don't know at this point, then I like the short-term move on dollar CAD. You can see that dollar yen. You can see that dollar yen is really, really kind of just choppy and not really doing much. We had this pretty nice double top right here. 121.50 area, and I think dollar yen can definitely head higher than that, but it's had a pretty tough time at that 121.50, and it just kind of continues to bounce and hop and do all this stuff. The one very short-term thing that I would look at on dollar yen right now is just simply watch this bear flag. This is a pretty decent sized bear flag right here. And you can see that's about, well, I guess it's only about 130 pips. So if dollar yen can stay below about 119.40, 50 area, then I like this, and I want to see this pull back down and start giving us some breakouts and play out on the bear flag side of things. But if it just continues pressing higher, then it might turn into a nice little buying opportunity. But at this point, it looks like it's trying to invalidate our bear flag. And it might do that. So again, getting above about 119.40 would start to invalidate that bear flag. It might be able to hold on a little bit longer still, but anyway, I think this is a nice little trade if it can hold and not move too much higher from here, and we can start shorting dollar yen down into some of these bigger targets into the like March lows and beyond. So it should be pretty good there. And that's what I'm looking for on dollar yen. Gold gave us a very nice little, I shared this one with the group, but gold gave us a very excellent bull flag play before the weekend. And I know quite a few people made some good money on this, as did I. Broke and markets were closed for a bit and spiked on up and was a very nice little profitable trade. We just have a whole bunch of bear and bull flags going on. Dollar, New Zealand dollar, US dollar is just kind of hopping around as well. We're coming up into this 200 moving average on the daily chart and kind of starting to make some moves there. I like this New Zealand dollar, and I think if we start to get some breaks of this little bull flag right here, it should be a nice little move higher as well. So we've got quite a few setups. I just wanted to talk about those ones in particular, and these are going to be kind of my top priority trades I'm going to be watching this week, and there's a lot more, but I'm going to be keeping a very close eye on these guys. So best of luck, everybody. Hope to see you guys in the chat and in the group. Remember, you can just go to daytradersfx.com, get a free trial. We'd love to have you. Love to see you there. And watch you or have you watch us trade some of these things and make some money with us. So it's been last week was a great week, the week before was a great week, the week before was a great week, and I think this week's going to be another great week. So looking forward to everything. Happy trading. See you guys on Twitter and in the chat and all around. Thanks, everybody. Take care.